Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up weekdays. Catch us live, somebody, let's go.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there, enjoying your day, making it fantastic. For those of y'all who are just wrapping up your day, because I know some of y'all are watching in other corners of the world, hopefully you guys have had a positive one today. We got a lot to talk about. Actually, we got a lot of opinions and a lot of thoughts to share on one particular subject, all right? And actually, one photo, okay? Uno. It's funny, I just said that, and that was a mistake, but happy accident, right? Uno, if you get what I'm saying. All right? We only have one photo, really. Let me just say that really quick. One. But, yeah, we got a lot to talk about. I got questions, y'all. So we're going to get into this thing, okay? But before we jump into everything a little bit, thank you so much for being a member for the past 13 months. You just said in a family membership chat, hi Pascal and fam. What's up, little bit? How you doing, sweetheart? Thank you so much for being on here, and thank you so much for being a member for the past 13 months. We got a lot to talk about, like I said, but it all revolves around one photo, y'all. And you know they say a picture is worth 1,000 words, something like that. I don't know if this even utters one syllable, to be really honest. But I'm going to talk to you guys about it. I'm going to ask you guys that as well. And also, Lil Bit, thank you so much for gifting 5 people Pascal Show memberships. Okay, welcome to the family. Yuki, Amanda, Demetria, Amy Lee, and Bombshell. Sorry. And Bombshell, welcome all y'all. And thank you. Please give Lil Bit a whole bunch of heart emojis and thank yous in the chat, okay? But before we get into everything, before we get into this whole conversation, because like I said, we got some things to talk about, and I may, do not call, but I may turn on the phone lines, open up the phone lines, and hear you guys' opinions about this too, because I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. I do not know what to make of this. So we are going to be talking about it, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it as well as a family. So I may turn on the phone lines in just a little bit. Okay? So before we jump into everything, though, I got to do this real quick because I know some of y'all would love to win a chance or get a chance to win $100. All you got to do is go to the link that's at the top of the description box, or it is linked and pinned to the top of the family chat right now. There's a brand new app called Swagit, brand new social media app. You go there, click on the link, download the app, go follow me, The Pascal Show, one word, and where you're only going to get nothing but exclusive content there and nowhere else from me, okay? You're only going to get that content right there on the Swagit app, all right? Comment and like some of my photos or some of my videos. And of course, once you do that, you are instantly entered in to win $100, okay? And a winner will be announced at the top of this coming new month, all right? So new year, new month, new money's in your pockets. Not too bad. So go download Swagit app right now. Anyway, we got to jump into this, okay, guys? We got things to talk about, all right? So, of course, a couple more things. Hit that like button down below. Send it past 300 likes. That would really, really mean a lot. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button. You know your boy's working hard out here in these streets to give you the information and the conversations that you need for the day or the evening whenever I come on and do a live. All right, so let's get into some things, y'all. We got some things to talk about, all right? Now, here's the thing. We're going to be taking a look at the photo here in just a few moments because we got to take a look at it, of course, as a family. Okay. Gerardo Zuniga was on live last night. And thanks to you guys in the family chat, in the comments on the last episode that I covered about Shanquella, somebody in the chat in the comments section was like, "Yo, the photos have been released." I was like, "Where are they at? Where are they at?" I found out about this while I was in the middle of doing some family stuff. I'm searching, scouring the earth, trying to find out where this information was, and I stumbled upon Gerardo Zuniga's live stream, his live show. And in fact, let me show you proof positive. Here's a little screenshot of his live show last night. Okay. So he had a show last night. Ba-boom. Bada bing. Okay. Here he is showing the actual photo, which we are going to be looking at even more. Okay. We're going to be zooming into this mother lover, taking a look at this photo and trying to figure this thing out. Okay. Because again, I got questiones. Okay. I got questions. Whole lot of questions. All right. But as you can see, this is the live stream that he had. This is just a screenshot from the live stream that he had. Okay. All right. So he has this live stream. And of course, we already knew for the past 24, 48 hours or so in the rumor mill, people have been saying, oh, photos are going to be released. X, Y, and Z is about to be, things are about to be exposed. These people are going to be, the Cabo 6 is going to be running soon because people are going to want to, there's going to be incriminating information, incriminating photos that are going to be throwing huge accusations towards the Cabo 6. This is huge smoking gun evidence, so on and so forth. Right? Well, I sat there, as I said in the show, I go, is this real? Is it really going to happen that there are going to be photos, plural? Let me just say that again. Photos, plural, coming out, showing everything. Because, of course, in the rumor mill, rumor had it that she had clothes on when there was a medical professional or a doctor that was there at her side, trying to help her, and that she was clothed. And what they said was something along the lines of biker shorts type of situation. That, of course, if she had biker shorts on, and the last video that we saw of her was her getting pummeled by Dejanay whilst being absolutely stark naked. And if the fatal blow happened when she was stark naked, how would she be able to put clothes on if she can't move her body, right? If she was gone, right? So, of course, all of us that have been listening to this, that have been watching this, we all have questions, okay? All of us have questions right now. I got hella questions way before the photos came out, okay? But my questions now, my questions are even worse because, well, take a look at the photo yourself. Let's take a look, shall we? We're gonna look at it. Here is the photo that was premiered, released, revealed, exposed, any of those salacious words you can think of, on Zuniga's live stream last night. Now, I was reading everybody's, I was looking at the live, right? I'm looking at the stream. I'm looking at what his chat is saying and all that. Some people are going, oh, man, thank you so much for exposing the truth. Thank you, blah, blah, blah. Some other people, I felt like a lot of people were calling this fake, saying how solid is this evidence? How solid is this photo? Now, what's interesting about his live, and I'm not here to go in, and don't worry, I will put it in full. Kentucky Lee, don't worry, I'm going to put it in full screen here in just a minute. So patience. Let me do my storytelling. All right. One thing that I found very interesting is in the very beginning of his stream. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not here to completely knock Gerardo Zuniga. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and say that he's not a credible source. I don't know. That's the problem. And it all got screwed up when he went out, posted all over the place saying that Dejanay was arrested. And of course, all of us who are passionately following this case, passionately wanting to get justice for this young woman, Shanquella, we're jumping on it. We're trying to get the story out there. We want to keep that story fresh and new, and hopefully, and we're saying it so we're talking about it in a jovial tone. We're extremely happy about this, right? Only to find out that none of that was true. Who was the source? Okay. So it is very, very difficult for us to 100% believe this, at least for me. But in the very beginning of his live stream, he was very adamant about trying to share how he's a decorated journalist, so on and so forth. But then also on top of that, he's like, "Oh yeah, pay me." But I digress. Check out my Patreon and send me my Zelle, and I don't know. I had some thoughts about that, but they just felt a little strange. Okay. But then, of course, we're supposed to be seeing photos, plural. And we get this photo. Now, I'm going to blow it up so everybody can see it as well. In fact, let me do this. Bam. Okay? Let's take a look at this as a family. This is the photo that he put out for those of y'all who are just coming in. Okay? You tell me, how can we even know that this is actually Shanquella Robinson? How can we even know this is her body? How can we even know this is her in the first place? It's a very strange angle. Very convenient angle if you ask me. And I'm going to be skeptical because I just don't know who this is. There is no face in this photo. And let me just say this too. If this was her and there was a photo and her face was in this photo, I'd be blocking it out. I'd be smudging it or putting a mosaic over it or something like that, because no one wants to see the face of someone who's passed, right? So that's fine. But this is covering her entire face. And then for him to sit here and say, "Oh, this is her. Here you go, guys." How do we know for a fact, without a shadow of a doubt, that is actually her? Listen, let's zoom in as well. Now it looks like she's wearing, it looks like full on, I don't know. It's hard to tell with his it's hard to tell with the blurriness of the photo. Then on top of it, he's got his watermark on top of this mother lover. It looks like she's wearing biker shorts or like capris. I don't know. Then on top of it, it does seem like did she bloat? And that's another question I got for you guys too. Like, how long? God, that's a disturbing question to ask. But how long? How long does it take for the body to actually do that? If you get what I'm saying, to bloat. Because if I remember correctly, she was very fit. She was a tiny little thing. Somebody just said, wait, let me see this. Looks like she's been passed away. Look at her hands. What hands? No offense, Evanes. But real talk. What hands? I can't see no hands. You see hands? I don't see nothing. I see a torso, some legs. I can make those out, but her hands are getting covered by the watermark. So, and they look, I mean, yeah, her arms look kind of limp on the sides, but that could just be anybody passed out. Again, this could be anybody. Okay? It's frustrating because of all the misinformation, the BS that's been flying all over the place. And then of course, with that one gigantic face, and don't worry, I'm that one gigantic mistake, I'm sorry, coming from that source, it is hard to fully believe that this is it. Now, the other question is, okay, I'm going to bring this back up again too. Okay. And maybe some of y'all, some of you guys are out here. Uh, Acadia, hopefully I'm saying your name right. Acadia said bloating starts within a couple of hours. So then maybe, okay, if this is actually her, God forbid, if this is actually her, right? Then that would also say something about the storyline, okay, within the Cabo Six, that they had a couple hours to try to figure some things out, corroborate their story, put some clothes on her body, move her body as well. So if that starts within a couple of hours, then this could be her. Just her body, oh God, but her body bloating. I hate to say it like that, but maybe if if that is factual, what Acadia said, and maybe some other medical, medical experts out here in the family chat can maybe concur, can confirm or deny that as well. But that's something that I found very, very interesting. Okay, I had a lot of questions on that. Is this really her or no? And if this really is her, you could see that in the belly area, you can see in that area, right? Could this be her? After them standing around trying to figure out what they were going to do, what kind of lie that they were going to concoct, it gave her body time to maybe do this in the belly area. Again, inquiring minds would like to know. So if you guys know something, let me know. Okay, and I'm going to go into some of your comments here really, really quick. Hold on one second, because I think I missed a super chat. I think I did. Yep. Max Mueller, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate that. You knew that site looked sus. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because you got people out here that are going to hop on, talk to these to journalists and everything, especially when they're from another country. A lot of times you're relying and leaning on them as like the go-to expert on that particular case, because they are boots on the ground, for lack of a better term. But sometimes maybe these journalists use this opportunity to take advantage of the situation. Maybe. Also, let me just point this out. I mean, don't get me wrong. Gerardo's being smart about it as well. I hate to say it like this, but he's being smart. So, of course, there was a whole thing about, we got photos. We're going to be showing you guys photos of the scene, so on and so forth. Then I'm going to move this out the way for a little bit. He's being smart about this. He started a YouTube channel. Now he's streaming the information on his YouTube channel. throughout the entire thing, it's like, follow me and give me your Patreon, and here's my Zelle underneath and all that stuff. And I understand that we all do that. I mean, shoot, I got it right down there. You know what I mean? As well. No shade. But the shade I'm going to throw is, he said there's going to be photos. And he's really leaning on these photos as if that is proof positive smoking gun. Now, I wonder, man, I really wonder if, and I don't know if I really want to know, but I still wonder if the family has even seen these photos. Have they or have they not? Here's another thing. Law enforcement, do they have this information? Did they put out this information and then he just was like, yes, here it is, proof positive, this is blah, blah, blah? Has law enforcement even said this be her in the villa in Cabo? Have they even confirmed this? Did they release this information or just Gerardo? Then on top of it, I kind of went off on a little bit of a tangent here, but even near the end of his show, he goes, or his stream, he goes, oh, I got the 911 call coming up soon. That episode's coming soon. Will it really be the 911 call? Will it really be truthfully, Winter or anybody else? Apparently he's got this Winter Donovan 911 call that he's about to release in his next live. And I still wonder, is that actually 110% true? Just like this photo. Again, I know T-dubs, y'all, okay? T-dubs, but when you see a photo like this, you tell me, can we sit here and say, oh, that's absolutely 110% this Shanquella? The other thing I was going to say, too, let's take a look at this photo again, okay? And if this is her, then it is her. But I need to point this one thing out. Where are the rest of the Cabo 6? Not none of them in that shot? None of them were hovering over, trying to make sure that she was okay? None of them? None of them. Now, let me throw this out here, too. Let me just throw this out here, too, because, we got to play both sides of the fence here. Okay? Here's another thing we got to point out. I could see, possibly, her friends, all right, running over there, hovering over her, hovering over the doctor, trying to make sure that she's okay. They're just sitting there, wringing their hands and just, oh my God, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Kind of thing. That could be it too. But and then the doctor saying, please move out the way, clear the area. We need space. You also have paramedics, I guess, coming in. Looks like they're about to do something else to aid this woman that's on the ground here. Okay, now they could have said, please, clear the area. That could have been it too. But you're telling me that they all stood behind the couch and stood this way, in this angle? You see what I'm saying? It's just not mathing for me. It's just not mathing for me. And yes, my bad. Red Cross. Okay? Thank you for the correction. It just doesn't make sense to me, y'all. Yeah, Tyler, Mims. Make it make sense. Somebody mims this, because I mean, of course, I'm trying to give some room. I'm giving shadow of doubt in here, right? And I'm looking on both sides of the fence here, because the other side, almost my whole body's on the other side saying this ain't real. Then also the other thing too, we got to remember this too. Let's talk about the source that he's supposedly getting, that Gerardo's actually getting this from. Is this really 110% a reliable source? Because it could be him going, I believe this because this is my source. My source is 100% amazing, knows exactly what's going on. He is tapped into all this stuff. This could be another photo of another young Black woman that was losing their life or on the edge of losing their life in Cabo as well. There have been multiple counts of other young Black men and women losing their lives in Cabo around the same damn time. So this photo could be anything. And you got to remember, he's sitting there, he shows the photos of the villa, which we're going to take a look at here in a second, trying to say, see how the layout is here? This is the exact layout of this villa. Do you realize that there are other villas in that area that are set up the exact same way? It's a hotel. That's what they are. They all look the same. Same chairs, same couches. Maybe one's designed and layout is different than the other, but at the same time, most of the time, the layout is exactly the same. The room could be bigger. The room could be smaller. One could be closer to the pool. One could be overlooking a waterfall. God knows what it is. But at the same time, the layout is most of the time exactly the same. We all been, for the most part, we've all been to a hotel, motel, or a Holiday Inn. We all know what it is. We already know that those layouts are the same. But those were his other photos. There weren't other photos of this photo, of this scene. Zero. None were like this. None of the other photos were that. There was photos of the front gate and stuff. I don't want to see no front gate. I want to see proof that this is the person that we're looking for, the person that we're talking about, the person that we're looking to get justice for. Not this. This is trash, in my personal opinion. Trash. And if it is really a photo of her, this is a crappy photo. Then on top of it, why was this photo taken? Unless this is from police officers or whatever, from their local PD, why was this photo taken? What's the reason behind this photo being taken, y'all? Why? If this was a photo of a crime, if this was the photo of the scene and it was taken by law enforcement, wouldn't they have maybe taken a photo of this angle, but then done another angle, then done another one where it was a close up of her face, close up of maybe the bruises or whatever else that was on her body, showing evidence, right? Wouldn't there be closer photos of her? You know what I'm saying? This is so weird. Conveniently shot and then conveniently picked to be brought onto a show to say, this is Shanquella. Clothed. When this could be anybody. I got a super chat. Sinner 1977, thank you so much for the 10. Shining that light you were given. Oh, thank you. I can't speak on this case. I'm terrified from how this is being handled by those authorities. Absolutely. Absolutely. The authorities, okay, in Mexico are you know what I'm saying? We already know about that, but we are going to take a little trip down memory lane on that police report. Because allegedly, this young woman's life was taken. Her soul left her body within 15 minutes of the fatal blow. But then police reports say that this particular doctor right here, if this really is the doctor right here, okay, right here, was allegedly working on her for 3 hours. 3 hours, y'all. So there are two completely different stories going on right now. Still. And then now we got this photo. Lily Black said, it's fake AF in my opinion. And given the source, yeah, I feel you on that. Ashley Nicole, he released the pictures because the FBI is dragging their feet here in the U.S. and Mexico wants the person responsible extradited. I think they're hoping these photos will help put pressure on FBI. Now, Ashley Nicole, thank you so much for the comment. And I'm with you 100%. Because this, as I talked about in the last show, this has become ice cold, this case. Yes, right now, this photo, whether it is real or fake, okay, whether this photo is real or fake, is jolting, giving this case a nice, good old fashioned jolt. It is waking everybody the F up and going, okay, is this real or not? So the conversation, yes, it's winning right now because her name is getting back out there again. It's getting back out in the algorithms. People are tweeting her name again, and hopefully this case will become red hot. But using a possible fake photo to do that is not right. Again, this photo is not great. Why is this photo taken? Is this from local PD? Was this released by PD, local PD? Has the family seen this photo or not? Man, I wish I had connections to them because I'd be asking them all kinds of questions right now. Is this photo real? Is it fake? Only thing right now is that it's causing conversation. Sure, I want FBI to stop dragging their feet and get justice for this young woman. Absolutely. Absolutely. But is this the right way to do it if this is fake? Cuz let me see. Hold on. I'm going to see if I can find that again. Because Ashley got it, man, she got a damn good point right there. She got a damn good point. But he released those photos. Again, Ashley, I ask you, do you think they're real? Do you think this is a real photo? Because I could release any photo then, right? Just so I can get U.S. and Mexico to work together in unison to get justice for this young woman. So that's the question I ask. You know, no shade. You had a damn good point, but I wonder if it's done the right way. Sierra Mays said, it's too many non-factual stories out here about this horrific tragedy. I absolutely agree too. How do we know? Pink Society says, Maine. I don't know. I don't know why I put in Mang, but I did it for you anyway. Pink Society. This photo fake. You know, it's screaming. It's screaming faux for real. Let's see. Christy Mao said, they are fake. Shopaholic 11 just said, there's other ways to get her name out there. I don't think this was right to release it on the tubes. Yeah. Roberta on Facebook said, fake photo. No one, I think no one is touching her. Yeah, they're just kind of like hovering over her. It does seem like the cop, the cop. It does seem like the doctor is maybe doing something, maybe checking her pulse, or maybe I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but it looks like they're about to do something. You see what I'm saying? They look like they're about to do something, like they're studying her even the Red Cross, even the Red Cross people. I don't even know what the right term is, but you see what I'm saying? They're kind of like looking and then maybe looking to the doctor to see what they need to do to help her out. But it doesn't look like they're there rushing. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't look like they're rushing to her, rushing to her aid. So that's just strange to me too. Okay. So you know what? I'm gonna put up a poll. Let me do that really quick. Let me put up this poll real quick. And don't forget to hit that like button down below. Send it past 400 likes for me. That would really, really mean a lot. Okay. So I got a poll pinned to the top right now. I said, is this photo real or fake? I said, the top one is that's Shanquella. The second one is that's fake as hell. This is fake as hell. All right. Those are the things. Those are the polls. Definitely let me know what your thoughts are in that, because I definitely want to know what you want to. I definitely want to know. Okay. Show the photo of. Okay. Yeah, I'll show that again. Let me pull that up. All right. Oh yeah. And of course, we got people. See, okay. Ashley Nicole said, any attention at this point? The photo might be from someone on the inside that knows more than any of us do. Maybe they were bribed. Maybe. I mean, it is Mexico. Okay. You never know. Ashley, you may be 100% right. You may be. You just may be. But let's take a look. I got another. Let me show you guys this photo, because I got two different screenshots of his show that I wanted to show you guys. Okay. So here's the other one right here. Okay. And this, as I was saying, this is the layout of what they're saying was the actual villa. Okay. Let me get this a little bit bigger so you guys can see this too. Okay. So as you can see right there, it's the same kind of layout. Like, one of them's from the website, and another one, because it's like not the greatest quality, but you can see like it's just like the layout of the actual up above is the actual layout of the actual villa. Okay. But again, I'll sit here and say, hey, to me, this gives me a vibe of there are many villas like this one too, that they have the same type of layout. You can go down next door to the next villa next door. It's the same layout to a certain extent. Okay. Somebody just said, why no watermark? Yeah, he like he made sure his stuff was copywritten, especially the main one where for a fact everybody named Mama was going to be sharing that particular photo. Let's keep it real. That's the reason why the photo of the alleged crime scene he just put a whole big old, like he just tattooed the forehead, put a tattoo on his forehead, basically. It's so blatant and so in your face here. Okay. His watermark. But that's what's crappy, because in this watermark, you can't see nothing. It's hard to see things. It's covering the doctor's face, which I understand that part. You don't want to, dox anybody. I get that part here too, but he could have just blurred it out. Right. I've seen better watermarks where you could still see like the NC beat, right? Like the North Carolina beat. He's put up stuff. He's got that watermark. You see what I'm saying? I've seen a bunch of those things, like Truth and Transparency. They put Truth and Transparency on it. It's not fully all over covering all the details. You just see it subtly in the background, or in the watermark. It's there. It's overlaid. You know what I mean? Plunder, same thing. Tastefully done. It's Plunder's content, right? It's their content. It's not all up in your face. Shoot, World Star does better. Okay? Shoot. Shade Room, TMZ, all of them. They do the same doggone thing. Okay. But they at least do it in a better way, because this is when we're wanting to see the proof. Okay. We want to see the details. That's kind of how I feel, B. Angie B. That's kind of how I feel too. Kind of feels like that a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. So, somebody just said there's no refrigerator in the second pic. Yeah, I mean, this could have been a photo that was taken a while ago. That is also a question of what villa that is. It could be a 3D model. Like I said, the photos that were put on his stream. I mean, you see them, but you're just kind of like this bottom one. I think some of them are 3D models, but the philanthropist. That's exactly what I want to know. Who took the damn picture, y'all? Who took the picture? Okay, who did? We don't know. We just don't know. And why? Why did they take this picture? Why did they take the picture in that situation? In that angle. So then there's other ones. All right. Just showing, like I said, to me, this is just pointless. But again, he shows photos of the, like, I guess, of the ambulance driving away from the villa. But to me, I'm going, why do we need to know about this? We don't need, I don't need photos of this. I need photos of the actual scene, the crime scene, where her body was found, so on and so forth. Why is it suddenly all, oh, okay, we're going to take photos of the gate. Here's a photo of the gate. Here's a photo of this. Here's a photo of that. Here's a photo of the doorknob. It's like, I don't give a damn about no doorknob. I want to find out what actually happened to this young woman. Show me the Carfax. show me the body. Show me the body. Show me where the body was found. Show me the scene. But right now they have that angle, which I don't know if I entirely agree with it or entirely believe it. Again, this does not feel real to me. It just doesn't. And maybe because I got already a bad taste in my mouth because of the news about Dejanay being arrested and was about to be extradited. And, we were all doing cartwheels. Every person that was covering this story, every person that's been following this story, when we found out that information, we were all doing backflips. Okay. We're all excited as hell, only to find out that, and then also on top of that, we had Gerardo go out there quadrupling down on it, saying, well, this is the information I have, blah, blah, blah. Just because she's arrested or just because she's detained does not mean that she's actually arrested, so on and so forth. We saw him in so many different interviews, only to find out that no one knows if they have not been detained at all. Dejanay is still breathing in freedom air right now. And all the rest of the Cabo 6. They're just hiding. They're still hiding right now. But again, let me show you guys that photo one more time. Let me make that photo. Make sure that photo's here so I can show it to you guys. But again, I ask you, is this real? Or is this actually, no. One thing, this could, wow. You know what's really even messing me up even more right now? Is that this could be a staged photo. Not just like some photo of some random person fighting for their life, right? This could very well be just full on staged. They get a darker skinned girl to lay on the ground. They shoot it in this angle. Yes, somebody in scrubs, and then they got their Red Cross uniform. I mean, it could be fully staged, y'all. Like, damn, it could. Ms. Lackey just said, I'm not buying it. Thanks for the coverage. Anytime, no problem. The philanthropist just said, only forensics take pics. I got a super chat in here before it disappears. A little bit. Thank you for all you do, Pascal. Oh, a little bit. Thank you so much. And thank you for the $10. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. And thank you for your support and gifting 5 members. And also, you guys, if you guys are interested in supporting the channel, you can do the same. Okay? Just like the other 5 that just got gifted in membership. You can click that join button down below and just become a member and support the channel. That would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay? So, oh boy. I know people got things to say. I know y'all got things to say. So I will most likely be putting the phone number out here in just a minute. Do not call me right now. I will hang up on that age. All right. So I might be opening up the phone lines in just a little bit. But Zebedee just said, yeah, some Mexicans are as dark as we are. Yep. That's why I'm saying it could very well be. It could be a staged thizang. Especially it's shady in that area. You see what I'm saying? It's shady down there. It could be staged. I hate to say that. I mean, again, let me just say this then too. This could be real, or it could be fake. It's frustrating because I don't know. I don't know how much of it I believe, especially after what we've heard before. And the only reason why I say that is because we all want the same end of the story. These Cabo 6 extradited and them trying to avoid dropping the soap. Literally. That's what we want to hear. Them going out there, being tried, okay, and getting charged, getting sentenced within the fullest extent of the law. That's what we want to see. But the ridiculous amount of fake stuff and possible fake stuff now is just making things worse. It's not making things any better. And it's very frustrating. But also, I want to say, this also goes with what have the parents said? Has the parents seen these photos? And if they have, were these photos given to the family first before it was revealed to the rest of the world? Did Gerardo reach out, or his people at least, reach out to Shanquella Robinson's family, giving them this information before blasting it all over the internets? And I hate to be in assumption and speculation land, but my assumption and my speculation is that didn't happen. That's what I think. And once again, the family is going to have to see a photo like this and be shocked. When you know for a fact they're doing as much as they can to fight to get justice for their daughter, for justice for their best friend, or justice for their loved one. And now they're going to be pulled aside and deeply shooketh because of seeing a photo like this and going, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Is that my daughter? Could that be my daughter? Then also, here's the other thing too. They also have to sit there and look at the damn thing and see if those are her clothes. And let me tell you something. The clothes that she's wearing, anybody can own those clothes. Anybody, any girl can have light, tight biker capris or biker shorts and a black top. Anybody can have those things, man. So then it'll be another mystery for the family, trying to find out if that is actually what she was wearing or not. This is heartbreaking. So I do wonder if the family's seen this. I do wonder. Man. All right, guys. So I am going to open up the phone lines. Hold on. They're not open yet. I'll let you know when they are actually open. I'm just putting the phone number out there. Okay. I will let you know when we go into the phone line situation. Okay. Well, one thing I want to point out as well, another thing. How much can we actually believe from the authorities from Cabo? Remember, we had a whole thing go on here. Pull this up. Let me just pull this up real quick. What? Sorry, 1 second, guys. Where did it go? There you go. We had a whole thing that we talked about just a couple weeks ago, revolving around the police report, the local PD's police report. Now, I don't know if you guys remember this, but do you remember this conversation here? We talked about this, and they said police report autopsy the police report autopsy present different versions of Shanquella Robinson's demise in Mexico. All right. So they continue to investigate the passing of Shanquella while in Mexico. Federal agents will have to sort through different narratives to discover what actually happened. Different narratives. They have to sift through different narratives to find out what actually went down in Cabo, what actually went down in that villa. Now, I'm just showing this to you guys for a little bit of a trip down memory lane. We're not going to go deep dive into this mother lover, but at the same time, this is absolutely insane. Okay? This whole part is crazy to me. But a criminal defense attorney in Mexico says the autopsy should be trusted more than the police report. Again, police report said other things: cardiac arrest, heavy inebriation, alcohol poisoning, nothing about her internal injuries at all whatsoever. Showed the conversation was about the doctor having a conversation with the Cabo Six, basically saying, we need to take her to the hospital, everybody. And then them saying, no, you help her right here. We're not going to no hospital. And the doctor just going, okay. And just went back to helping young Shanquella, helpless Shanquella. Instead of her passing in 15 minutes, they say she passed in 3 hours. Two completely different reports were going out here. Now, I say that, and the reason why I say that is when you hear that story, and then you see this photo, do we believe it now? It's absolute BS in my personal opinion. You got two separate reports going on out here. You have also one story from 6 people, All of them are messing up the story, the Cabo Six. They go home, they tell Salamondra and Bernard Robinson the same effed up story, saying, oh, yeah, she passed from alcohol poisoning. Autopsy came back, said it was something else, which we already know. It was internal, something with her spine. There was almost basically a internal decapitation that happened to this young woman. All right? Totally different story that they received from Cabo 6. The autopsy report came back and said those things. Nothing to do with alcohol. Then you have another story where she passed within 15 minutes. But then a police report locally out there says that she passed in 3 hours. Now we see this photo that I just showed you a second ago. And the allegedly people are running around here saying this is the one. This is the smoking gun piece of information that we need to know because look, she's got clothes on. Oh my word. They tampered with the body. They definitely did. And they probably did put clothes on her and all that and tried to stage it to make it look like she fell or something happened near the bathroom and all that stuff. But after hearing all this stuff, you're telling me that this is what she was wearing? That this was her 100%? Are we to believe 100% the information that we're receiving from Mexico right now? Or no? That is the question I have for you guys. All right? Because I'd really like to know. All right? Because to me, the math ain't mathin'. The math most definitely is not mathin'. All right. So I'm opening up the phone lines. Love to hear some new voices, some new faces. Love to hear some new voices. All right. So definitely hop on. All right. It's time to open up the phone lines. I'm only going to open it up for just a little bit, but I wanted to hear your thoughts on all this. So 314-766-4581. Okay. Give me a call. Please be respectful. All right. Definitely be respectful. But what are your thoughts on this? Do you think this is real? Do you think this is fake? Let's get the conversation going. It's time for Speak on It. All right. It's time for a little Speak on It. But I will look at, okay. Hey, you on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hello? Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Ashley. I was calling in to talk about the case that you have going on right now on your YouTube channel.
Yes, hi. What's on your mind? Speak on it.
Hi. All right, so I've been following this case since day one. I'm from Texas. I'm white. Just going to put the race thing out there, get that out of the way. I do believe the FBI is dragging their feet because she is black. Had this been a white case, there's video evidence. The evidence is there. She was internally decapitated in the video. I'm a registered nurse. I see x-rays all day, every day. There's no doubt in my mind that is what happened to this poor girl. And the fact that this photo was released, the new photo was released because, in my opinion, our FBI is not doing anything. Her father has gone on record to say that they have stopped helping the family. They're not checking any more evidence out. They're not investigating any more further than they already have. I believe someone in Mexico released this photo just in hopes to bring more attention to the case, to get the FBI to, make something happen. And then another thing is, like, the photo, yeah, it might look staged, but you have to remember she was dead prior to the hospital. So in the photo, they're not doing anything. There's no defibrillator, there's no AED, there's none of that going on, right? Because maybe that is exactly what happened. What if, just bear with me, what if they killed her? She was dead. The cops got there. They paid them off. If I was a paramedic on the scene, or if I was a good person on the scene, and I saw that this was going down, and everybody's thinking opposite of how I'm thinking, I'm gonna snap that photo because I want people to know what really went down in that room. I don't know if it's her, and it's very disrespectful that it was released because I can't imagine her family having to see that. But like I said before, any attention at this point is better than none, and nobody seems to be talking about it. I don't see it on any news here in Texas. I have to go on YouTube to look into it. So I think the photo being released is just going to bring more attention to her. It's just going to bring more attention to the case, as disgraceful and distasteful as it is. I just think that it needed to be done in order to get things moved, to bring justice for her family.
So in other words, it's like a double-edged sword. It's kind of like a damned if you do, damned if you don't type of situation, because of course, no matter what,
Right.
we're still getting an opportunity to keep her story fresh, keep her name fresh in our minds, at the tip of our tongues. But also at the same time, I guess, and I know you've already said, your piece on it, but the only thing I would push back is this the right way of doing that to accomplish that? Because this looks
right, and I
staged.
100% agree that right, and I 100% agree that is not the right way at all. But is it right that we have video showing she was murdered and there's been nothing done at the same time?
True.
I mean, you got to look at it at that point. The video shows her being murdered. There's no doubt in my mind that she was murdered in that video. So, and the autopsy report shows that, and Nancy Grace, I follow her and she's following the report as well. She even stated she had an FBI agent, a friend asked an FBI agent, and they didn't even know what was going on. Like not all of the FBI are involved. So this should be such a bigger case than it is, what I'm saying. Everybody should be on point. Everybody should be on guard. Everybody should be trying to figure out what happened to her.
No doubt.
And we're not. Like, it's just like going cold.
Well,
so as horrible as the picture is, as fake as it may be, at least the positive side of it is it's bringing more attention to her case.
Right. And I see what you're saying, because definitely there's nothing in this photo. Like, we have it up right now. There's nothing in this photo that gives off the vibe of, there's no defibrillator. There's nothing. It's just them kind of standing around her.
They're just looking at her.
And it may be like they were on their way, just to get started, right? They could be just getting started to administer aid to her, or, bring out the defibrillator. Because obviously, there's the woman, I'm assuming that there's the woman it's a woman that's standing there, but she's standing there and she's got something like some big old backpack thing on her back. So maybe they were about to administer, or it could just be one fake ass thing, but you never know. But I do appreciate you calling in, Ashley. I do appreciate you calling in.
Thank you so much. Thank you for bringing, more awareness to her case, and God willing, her family has justice soon.
Yes. I absolutely. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. Oh, something happened. That was weird. But yeah, I could see her point there. You know what I mean? I could definitely see. Hold on, I'm gonna hold that for 1 second. I could definitely see her point there for sure. And I guess we're just gonna have to see. Somebody needs to come out with more truth here. But I'm gonna grab this phone call. Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, I'm Gail. I'm calling from Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Thank you so much for calling it. Gail? Is it Gail?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Gail, for calling in from Colorado. What's on your mind? Speak on it.
I think the photos are real.
You think they're real?
Yes, I do.
Right on. What makes you believe that they're real? Go ahead.
I think it's real by the expression of the EMT workers that show up, the expression on their faces. I believe that those are the same furniture in that villa. I believe that is Shanquella's little body laying there on the floor. And I think that trying to make all these conspiracies is kind of clouding the justice that we're all seeking for Shanquella. We want to say that these are fake and this did it, and, these aren't the real crime scene photos, but by us just tearing apart every little aspect of this case, it's kind of clouding the justice that we're all seeking. I don't agree with this man wanting all this donations and Patreon and all of this, release the photos. I believe that by doing that, he has discredited himself and the photos. But I do believe those photos are real. And like I said, I just disagree with the way he went about it.
Yeah, maybe I think the approach wasn't so great. I do agree with that. And like I said, I'm still leaning on the side of I don't know if I believe that these are real, but I could definitely see, or I could see your point on the idea of the look of concern on the faces of these Red Cross employee. I don't even know what the right term is for Red Cross, but for the
yes,
for the people that came to this young woman's aid, but at the same time they are wearing face masks, so it's only so much you can see. To you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
That's the only pushback I would say about that. But then again, it's
the
fact that it's her face the fact that her face is being covered by the couch. You don't even see her face, so that's the one part that I think a lot of people are, throwing up a lot of questions. What were you going to say?
Sure. What about the doctor that responded and then she's in the photo? Do you think that the doctor would go back and stage a fake photo, further bringing on more problems onto herself, especially in a high-profile case like this? What doctor or nurse or whatever she is in her right mind would go and stage a photo after she has been brought into question about her tactics, whether she's been bribed, or whether she even administered proper care to Shanquella, whether she even had the wherewithal to recognize that this woman had a fatal injury. So that's another reason why I think this is real, because I don't think with the amount of heat that is coming down on these people, that this doctor is going to go and put herself in the line of fire. She's already in the line of fire, and we want justice for Shanquella, and that justice includes that doctor who did not administer proper care to Shanquella and tell these people, I don't know what the heck y'all are doing in here, but I'm taking this girl to the hospital. I'm calling the authorities. She was bribed with Shanquella's money, her blood money, I believe. That's where it went. And you could tell by the look on that sorry, you know what face that she did not do the right thing. And them EMTs walked in, the look on their faces. How can you stage that? What doctor would put their face in that photo? I wouldn't. You couldn't pay me enough to stage a fake photo and me be the doctor and be in the line of fire. Sorry.
You know what?
That's my opinion. Thank you.
And you gotta hold on real quick before you hop off. Gail, you got a strong point there. Who would put their face out there like that? I mean, the two paramedics that are off to the side, the Red Cross paramedics, they're there, but their faces are completely covered. You got the doctor with no face cover from what we can see in this photo, because the photos, like I've said a million times before, it's trash. You can't make out anything. But if that is really what's going on here, and this is real, absolutely, why would she put her face out there? That's oh my God, she would be getting hit with all types of lawsuits here, left and right. Especially that would be IDing her for sure. So Gail, you got some really good points there. So I appreciate you throwing in your 2 cents here. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you for having me. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name and where you calling from?
Margie, Brooklyn, New York.
Margie from Brooklyn. What's up? What's on your mind? Speak on it.
Oh, hi, Pascal. Listen, I'm a fan. I've been being really, really negative here on this show, but I'm totally a fan. I'm just a little bit frustrated that here's a case, the case of Shanquella, where we actually know who did this to her, but yet the feds, yet law enforcement is shuffling their feet. They're not doing anything about it.
Damn right.
And here we have another case, and I don't mean to compare the two, but I will compare the two. The Idaho 4.
Let's go.
They have no idea who did it.
Zero.
Everyone is on it. They're like on this case. It's everywhere. And, frustrates me. Why aren't we doing the same for this Shanquella case? We actually know who did it. There's videos. I quite frankly don't care whether this video is fake or not. It's bringing attention.
Yeah.
And that's all I want. If that was my child, oh, I don't care what you do. Let's get attention to my child's case.
Absolutely.
I want my child's case to be out there.
You know what? You absolutely have you have a strong point there. Because let's keep it real. Let's talk about Idaho 4 for a second. There have been multiple shows, multiple videos, I mean, there's a huge group chat thing on Facebook and all these other chat forums and all that, where people are going to town on, oh, this person could be it. It could be this guy. It could be the hoodie guy. It could be the guy in the beige trucker hat at the bar. It could be this, that, and the third. We got a still shot of the bar that they were at. All these guys could be suspects. We got all that going crazy, right? People throwing crazy speculations and wild thoughts, right? And now we got something that could very well be it, right? So I definitely see your point.
We have concrete evidence.
I see your point.
We have concrete evidence who actually did it.
Yeah.
Why have there not been any arrests? And I'm going to tell you something. If a case is ignored, you can trust that there'll be some shuffling of feet and they'll be like, okay, let's put that one on the side. No, when you start screaming from the top of your lungs, look at my case, and you're there present every single day, and the public is demanding, everyone has no choice but to like, okay, we need to look at this. Okay, we need to put an end to this.
Yeah.
You know, the public is screaming out. We want to know why, if there's people on videotape murdering this child, why have there not been not one arrest? Why have you not brought in one person for questioning?
You know,
and I wanted to also add really quickly.
Go ahead.
The fact that, you know, that this Geraldo man is putting up these videos, I can't blame him, because if he feels that he put out, you know, he's requesting for these arrests, for these warrants to be enacted, and they're not, then I'm going to use whatever I have in my tool bag. I'll use whatever I have in my tool bag. I'm not saying it's right, but heck, whatever gets the attention. I'm sorry. That's just the way I feel about it.
You know,
whatever.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Please continue.
Whatever sticks to the wall. It's like you said, in other cases, throwing out this person. They've accused everyone except my mother, and she's gone.
Right.
God rest her soul.
Right. You know,
but oh my God.
Yeah.
Here we actually know, Pascal. We know who did it. We can see. I'm also a healthcare professional, a registered nurse here in New York. And the minute the girl, her hands went up, you could tell right there is when her neck was snapped. That was the point of imminent death. Had her head been stabilized, had the ambulance been called, this could have all been, she could have been alive today. This poor child would have been alive had they immediately called an ambulance, had her go in, and then face the consequences. Oh my God, it was not my intent to hurt her this bad.
Yeah.
But give her the medical attention she needed. At that point in time, it was obvious when her neck was dislocated from her body.
Yeah.
You could tell by the way her hands went up and then they dropped. To me, that was the point of death.
Oh, yeah. Right then, you could tell it was like she instantly was paralyzed. There was no brain to body connection at all at that point. You're right. It is very it is very interesting that we have all the smoking gun information, all the red flags. We know the names of every single last person that was involved in this thing. And no offense, but we don't see News Nation outside the villa being like, we're right here outside the villa doing X, Y, and Z, and here's the stairs that they went up, down, and here's where the emergency vehicle pulled up. We don't have any type of coverage like that at all revolving around this case. So I do see your point there. We do need to get the word out there. There does need to be more justice and more clarity for this young woman and for this case for sure. So I could definitely see that, regardless of this being real or fake, it's still putting the word out there. But I do appreciate you calling in, sweetheart. Thank you so much for your 2 cents. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Pascal.
Thank
I
you.
do love you. You see my negativity on this phone.
Oh, you good?
On my,
you put
I
up
love
some.
you.
Yeah, I love you too. You put up some great questions and putting up some great points. So thank you so much for calling. Okay.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hey, you're on the
Hello?
Yes, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Sandwich.
Sandwich, what's up? What's up, Sandwich? Hey.
How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I just had a little opinion to say.
Come on with it. Speak on it.
Law enforcement is going to end up defunding themselves when people actually don't call them anymore and start doing their own investigations, doing their own collecting evidence for their family members that they care about. Because law enforcement isn't, like passionate about the cases as the families are. I mean, they're going to be obsolete if they keep dragging their feet with cases like this, because you only get one chance to collect the evidence and to get it right. And these are people's families, they care about the person, the victim, and law enforcement doesn't have that heart in it, or even with their jobs sometimes. And people are, going to start doing their own sleuthing. So that's all I had to really say.
Right. I mean, obviously, I feel like that's, well, not with the family, but I guess with the rest of the world, it has kind of already begun. Clearly, there's a lot of people that have been doing their own deep dives, their own investigation, their own independent sleuthing into all of this.
Right.
But it isn't as wild. I'll say that it isn't as wild as what we've seen with Idaho 4. Like our last caller just mentioned. I mean, the Idaho 4 stuff has been wild.
Right.
And yet we do know things here, and yet we haven't. You see what I'm saying? Usually, there's much more of a much more bigger deep dive into each and every single person, and you got people outside with signs, marching up and down their streets, making their lives a living hell. And right now, this is all we have right now is just the names, a little bit of information, and where this tragedy happened, and that's really it. It is very interesting. The family, I'm wondering as well, like when you said, doing their own private sleuthing. I'm wondering when they're going to start bringing in a private investigator. I'm wondering when that's going to start popping off, because that's got to start happening soon, at least. I think, right?
People in the roles of the importance, like the coroners, the medical examiners, they need to start taking their job a lot more serious, a lot more, vigilant, and really putting their hearts into it, or having some kind of checklist, or everything just has to, I don't know, be better now. I don't know what you call it, like a checklist to go over, like thorough, like the gloves and wearing booties when they, everybody needs like I don't know what you call it, but yeah.
Yeah, no,
like an across the board kind of thing with these roles of importance, because they're the most important people that are having contact with the crime,
Absolutely.
You only get one chance. So I think people in those roles need to start taking their jobs a lot more serious, or be reprimanded for not taking it more serious. Because everybody's like allowed to slide when they're comfortable in these jobs that they've been in for years and stuff like that. But yeah, that's all I had to say. So.
Well, no, you do have a point. I mean, like standard procedure of approaching this case, and all that. It is a little. It does seem, at least on the outside looking in, because we don't know what's really going on in Cabo and in this investigation over there. But
there shouldn't be no witnesses around taking pictures. You know what I mean? There shouldn't be like outside people influencing the doctor. They should be out of the room, like things like that.
Absolutely.
So,
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
I hear you 110%. Yeah, there definitely is a lack of there's just a lack of
Standard
communication.
operating.
Yeah,
Yep, that too. Yeah.
lack of procedure, lack of operation. There's just a
Integrity.
yeah, and integrity. Let's
All
not
that.
forget that. But Sandwich, thank you so much for calling in. I do appreciate it. All right.
Yeah. All right, Pascal. I'll talk to you later.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Pascal, how you doing? This is Roberta from New York.
Roberta, what's up? Thank you so much for calling in. What's on your mind? Speak on it.
First of all, I'm kind of upset because you actually do have the best audience on the internet, because these people are melting my cold, hard New York City heart. It's awful. But anyway, I think I'm going to try to keep it short. Basically, I think that similar, like the other caller said, similar to the Idaho 4 case, this case is not about the victims. This case is about politics. This case is about millions and millions of dollars, whether it's from a resort or whether it's from a university. And unfortunately, the government seems to be controlling the police departments, and the police departments are sitting on their hands, either trying to stall or hope that, throw out a Hail Mary that's, they'll be able to pick somebody up. But much, much, much later, hoping that the stories will die down. And it's really, really sad. But combined with the states, the towns, and the countries, they don't want this to get out. And also earlier, earlier you mentioned that other black people have been injured and or killed down there in Mexico. I was hoping you could elaborate on that, but that's it. I'm done.
No, well, first off, thank you so much for the call. And second, yes, there were about four other young black men and women that lost their life around the same time that Shanquella lost her life. Yeah, and they were saying it was carbon monoxide that they from carbon monoxide poisoning or something like that, which was very strange and very weird, and it was around the same time in Cabo. So there are stories that are out here sharing the same kind of thing where people have lost their life mysteriously, and they're saying from carbon monoxide poisoning. Not saying that this is connected to Shanquella,
right?
But it's the same way of like, oh, it's alcohol poisoning, so that's how she passed. It's kind of the same way, which makes you wonder if they really dove in and found out how those other individuals passed. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But I'll be sure to pull that up on a later show for sure and talk about that. So I appreciate you bringing that up.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Hey, you're on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Pascal. This is Infamous Truth Teller. How are you?
I'm good. Hopefully, thank God your mute button's off now. So, how you doing?
I know as I talk to you, and I'm like, oh snap! I was like, my mute button's on.
It happens. It happens.
I have some, just some insight. I live in Arizona, and I'm born and raised here in Tucson. So I'm like 45 minutes away from the border.
Right on.
Very familiar with, how Mexico kind of operates. My daughter's a dual citizen. She's a citizen here and in Mexico. And I just, with the treaty between the United States and Mexico, it's complicated, for them to be able to figure out a middle ground to figure out who's going to take the case and who's going to do this and that. And then you can't really trust. I mean, there's corruption everywhere you go, but in Mexico, that could very well be, and it's just speculation only, but it could very well be a staged photo. And I don't understand how he would have those pictures. I'm just curious who took that picture, of it supposedly Shanquella. If it is, God forgive me. If it is, it is. But
you can't really trust it too much. I would take it with a grain of salt. And, there's just a lot of corruption in Mexico. And I know this is bringing a lot of attention, and it's drawing the attention to Mexico. And they don't want that kind of attention, over here. So, and with the money situation, they could very easily gotten, well, we'll give you this money because I know when we used to go at 18 years old, we used to go across the border and go drink because you can drink at 18.
Right.
And I know we'd go to Rocky Point and stuff. And we had one friend that was very obnoxious and, and when he would drink and stuff. And so people you don't know who's the police and who's not the police because they're dressed in plain clothes. And so when we would come out of the clubs or whatever, they look for the one that looks like he's causing trouble. And some people, they're just regular people, regular citizens of Mexico, or they're cops. And so you kind of got to pay them off because they slap a handcuff on, they would slap the handcuff on my friend. And we're like, no, because you don't want to take the chance. You don't know if they're the cops or they're not. Right. So we would, give them a $20 bill and just, don't take them, So it's just, very easily. So people would do it just to make money because there's, people coming from over here. So I'm just, I just have a good insight of kind of how it operates over there. And there's just, I would just take it with a grain of salt, and I think with the treaty between the United States and Mexico, I actually downloaded it and, read it and everything. It's very complicated. There's a lot of stuff that we are not aware of, politically of how it would go down,
right.
and if they want to extradite them or if they're going to let them extradite them. Because remember when Dog the Bounty Hunter went to Mexico to go get that Max Factor air, they put him in jail because they said he wasn't allowed to bounty hunt when he was bounty hunting that air from Max Factor.
Interesting.
And they locked him up, and they didn't know that he was in there for a while. Not a long time, but for a good minute. So it's a whole different ball game in Mexico. So
no doubt.
It's just complicated.
But what really caught my ear or caught my attention even with what you just said here is that from what you're saying, the 5-0 in Mexico 5-0 are easily bribed, can be easily bought. To sit there and go, here's a 20, this never happened type situation. And they just and they turn around and they walk away. That's wild. So I can only imagine what could have possibly happened here with, because when we hear these reports of, this doctor tried for 3 hours and they did so much to make sure that she was, they went to her aid and worked on her for 3 hours. Oh, it was a cardiac arrest. Oh, it was alcohol poisoning, so on and so forth. It is interesting that they could have possibly just been given a couple grand each to just turn their heads.
Like the reporter that's in the reporter, I can't remember Zuniga, his last name is.
Zuniga, yeah.
A lot of the reporters in Mexico, when they are reporting on what's going on in Mexico and a lot of the stuff, even kindergartner kids, like they kill people right dead in the street, just due to the cartel and all that stuff. And they, it's a routine for them. It's normal to them to go under their desk and they start singing. So, it's a whole different ballgame. But, I forgot where I was going with that. But, it could very easily be bribed because I told my friend, you know how much I paid because you don't want to take that chance. And if they are cops, and then your friend goes to jail, it's very hard to, And they're not going to just let anybody go over there and just, like you said, News Nation, and go over there because they run it the way they want to run it.
Right.
They're going to do what they want to do. And they don't want the attention. So I'm sure the United States is trying to find a way to negotiate, and then we're not going to get that information. But I wouldn't trust the reporters. Reporters get killed all the time in Mexico because they're drawing attention to things that they don't want them to draw attention to. So there's a lot of tragedies happening with reporters and stuff. So I don't know. I don't understand how he's able to get all this information out and not be worried about his family and stuff.
Yeah.
Just from my own personal experience.
Yeah, you're right. And he could very well be doing everything he could be risking his neck, obviously. If he's putting out this kind of information, and all that, to whether this is real or fake, whether let's just be real, whether his source is credible or not. he could just be getting, we got to play that side of the fence too. He could be somebody who is putting out this information that he's getting from a source, and that source could be giving him something real or could be giving him something fake. But no matter what, Gerardo is sticking his neck out right now to give out this information.
If he's telling false information or real information. Yeah, he is sticking, and they would go after the family as well if that case scenario was, So I just wanted to give a little insight from the, living from over here and just kind of give a little insight, because people are like, well, why aren't they doing this and that? They're not going to know. And it's not going to happen overnight. It takes a long time for them to do it politically and to do it by, the treaty that they have, the agreement that they have with Mexico. And Mexico's very, very corrupt.
Very much so. Very much so.
Yeah.
Well, first off, I want to say thank you so much for calling in. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, I mean, there's still a whole lot of red tape. You got a point. There's a whole lot of red tape that they got to go through. So hopefully
we're going to get that instant gratification no matter how bad we want it,
Right. But thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate it. All right.
You take care.
Okay. You too.
All right.
Bye-bye. All right. And that wraps up the calls. Okay, guys, that wraps up the calls. I appreciate everybody who came in, and let me take this down before people start calling it. So I want to say thank you guys for the calls. That is a wrap on the call it, or on the speak on it segment of the show. But again, some really, really great phone calls, really, really great. It's nice to hear everybody's 2 cents on this, because again, this is a story that needs, or this is a case that needs to get out here. We do need to get justice for this young woman, Shanquella. And again, it's like, man, the one thing that I love about doing these speak on it segments is the amount of passion, the amount of phone calls that come in, because everyone has their 2 cents, everyone has their concerns, everyone has their theories, and it shows that you guys are all not only just invested, but emotionally invested in trying to get justice for this young girl and all the other cases that we talk about. Now, whether this photo that we've looked at a million times over, whether this photo is real or not, it is putting the conversation out here. I don't entirely agree on that being a good move, but nonetheless, it is by any means necessary, making Shanquella's case not go sub-zero cold. A couple days ago, it was sub-zero level cold. It was cold, guys. No one was talking about it. Barely anybody was talking about it. And now everyone's back to talking about it again. Whether you agree with that or not, or whether you like that or not, I leave that up to you. But it is putting the information out there. I just wish it wasn't on such in such an inquisitive way. All right, in such an inquisitive photo, because there's only one photo. Yet they said photos of this scene, and we've only seen one yet, one so far. Well, I don't know. I just makes me feel some type of way. But Tan Tungismam, I think. Thank you so much for the £5. No way this is real. Signs of bloating in human bodies doesn't start until between at least 24 to 72 hours after demise. Wow. So that's interesting. That's very interesting as well. Tan, thank you so much for that information. I really do appreciate it. And thank you so much for the £5. All right. But again, this is something that we still don't know. We still don't know. One, not only do we not know if this photo is real or fake, but the other thing that is interesting is that we don't know. Most importantly, we don't know where Cabo 6 is. We don't know where they are right now. They have gone radio silent since the demise of their supposed best friend. And a lot of people said this too in the comment section and in these phone calls. All this red tape, the fact that this is international, the fact that this happened somewhere else in another country has a lot to do with why this is kind of slow. If this was done in America, these 6 would have already been arrested, already detained. But we have to deal with all the BS red tape, all the politicals, all the politics that go on between Mexico and America to get justice for this young woman. One thing I hope is that this sparks the conversation back up again. It also makes me wonder if other news stations are actually going to take this under their wing and actually start talking about this even more. Blow this up to a more international level, or a bigger international level. It is already international. I see all y'all in the comment sections. I see all y'all in the family chat. I know for a fact some of y'all are watching from so many different corners of the world, because this story grabbed your heart, grabbed your attention, and grabbed your concerns. It says a lot about who you are as a person, and that's pretty damn amazing. But I'm wondering about the rest of the world. We have a lot of people that are here obsessing over Idaho 4. I've covered it multiple times as well, all right? And we do need to get justice for those 4 kids too. But so does Shanquella. She needs justice too. So I'm hoping that this conversation, this photo, the new information that we'll be allegedly getting from Zuniga gives this case the jolt it most definitely needs. Jennifer Coleman, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really, really do appreciate it. All right. We just need that. Yes, we still need Quella's justice for sure. All right. I do appreciate everybody who's been calling in, and I appreciate the phone, the comments and all that. But one last thing before I get going, if you are still interested in winning a chance to win $100 after the holidays, please go down to the link that is at the top of my description box right now. Click on that link, or go over to the the link that is pinned to the top of this chat, and it will be in the comment section down below. Click on that link, download Swagit app, follow me, The Pascal Show, one word, comment on some of my videos, and you are instantly entered in for a chance to win $100. Winner will be announced at the top of next month. Again, go click on the link, download Swagit app, follow me, The Pascal Show, one word, comment on any of those videos or all of them, doesn't matter. You're instantly entered in for a chance to win $100. Perfect timing to recoup and replenish that wallet after this expensive ass holidays. All right? Okay, guys. Anyway, it is time to get going. I appreciate every single last one of y'all for being here, being a part of the conversation. It really does mean a lot. Okay? You know your boy's working hard out here in these streets to give you the information that you need, so do me some solids. Okay? Simple solids by hitting that like button down below. All right? Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. All right? And I will talk to you guys very, very soon. All right? Sorry. I'm just seeing some of you guys' comments here. I appreciate every single last one, y'all. I'll be talking to you guys soon. There's a bunch of other stories that I'll be talking about here later on, maybe today, and some more later this week. So be on the lookout. If there's any new updates with this case, you know for a fact you're going to get it right here. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you know when I go live or whenever I upload something new. All right? Anyway, it's time to get going. All right? See you guys soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. I'll see you guys in the next show. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.